Okay, doke. These ones, simplify them. You're looking for like terms. So let's start with x squared. Here's 2. And here's 4. And here's minus 2. So 2 minus 2 is easy. And we've got 4 x squared terms left over. I think it's good to sort of underline them or even cross them out so you know that you've dealt with them, because if you miss one by mistake, you'll see it at the end. Then we'll have a look for, now we've got y squareds as well, so we might as well put those next. We've got 8y squared here. Any more y squareds? No. So we have, 4x squared plus 8y squared. Done the x squareds and the y squareds. Now we're looking for y's. No, we'll do x's first. Here's 1x minus 3x. Well, 1x minus 3x would be minus 2x. Have we got any more x's anywhere? Nope. So we get minus, how hard is it to change pen? Minus 2x. And if I make a mistake here, please, feel free to shout out. Here we have 1y plus another 2y. So we've got 1y and we add 2 to them. We'd get plus 3y. 1 plus 2 is 3. And we'll finish it off with our numbers, and we have a minus 3 and a minus 5. Minus 3 minus 5 will give us minus 8. So this long string isn't extremely short anymore, but it's a lot shorter. Okay? So 4x squareds plus 8y squareds minus 2x plus 3y minus 8. And it looks like everything's underlined, so it looks like I haven't forgotten anything. Next expression, same technique. First we start looking for x squareds. There's 3 here and there's a minus 5x squared there. 3 minus 5 is minus 2. Minus 2 what? We were looking at x squared, so the answer is x squared. Then we'll look for x's. Well, here I have minus 3x plus an x here, minus 2x. So what I've got is I've got 1 positive x and I've got 5 negatives x. So x minus 5x will give me minus 4x. I've got 1x and I'm taking away 5 x's because I have minus 3 here and minus 2 there. Then we look at our numbers. We have a plus 4 here and a plus 6 there, so we end up with plus 10. You can answer like that, or you could actually answer like this if you wanted. Equals minus 2x squared plus 4x minus 10. You could actually put the minus sign out the front if you want to, and then you can change so that the 2x squared becomes positive, the 4x becomes positive, and you change the plus sign on the 10 to minus 10. Simplifying the next one, it's just to expand the brackets. Everything outside the bracket must be multiplied by everything in. So here we just have x times x, which is x squared. We've now multiplied the x by the first term. Now we have to multiply the x by plus 2. X times plus 2 gives us plus 2x. Very important here that you don't forget to put the x in. A lot of you can feel you get the x squared right and then you just add plus 2 at the end. But it's not. It's multiplying x by plus 2 to give you plus 2x. Factorizing or simplifying in any way. I've got an x term in all of these. So there's 2 ways of doing this. There's a way that I made a new video on showing. You can just cancel x, and the squared there if you want to. That would give you 2x plus 8 divided by 4. Then you can just simplify because you've got a factor 2 in all of these terms. So you could divide each of those terms by 2 to get x plus 4 divided by 2. That's one way of doing it if you have x terms in all of them. The other way I showed you to do this is factorize what you've got common. If you were to split this down into 2x times x, that's 2x squared, plus 8x, which you can split down to 2 times 4 times x, and the bottom one could be 2 times 2 times x. If you do this, you can really see which ones can easily be factorized. You can take 2x out the front, up here, and then you'd get x plus 4. And down the bottom, you've got 2x times 2. Now the 2x divides by the 2x, giving you x plus 4, all divided by 2. And you can use whichever of those methods you think is easiest. But the answer is x plus 4 divided by 2. Then we have an equation to solve. When it says solve, it means there's an absolute value. So the first thing we do, we can't do anything with that until we get rid of all these brackets and simplify it. So 4x minus 3 is just going to equal 4x minus 3. When we take the brackets out, there's no number in front of the brackets, there's no minus sign, so it's the same as if there was a plus 1 times. Plus 1. So 4x minus 3 minus what? The minus sign has to be, you have to think of it as being minus 1. And we know that when there's a number outside the bracket, we multiply everything inside the bracket. So minus 1 times 3x would give us minus 3x. Minus 1 times minus 2 would give us plus 2. Important, very important here to remember that the minus in front of the bracket also affects the 2, the second term. So you get minus 1 times minus 2. Minus times a minus is a plus, so we get plus 2. And we know that that equals 0. So now we've got two lots of x terms and two numbers we have to simplify. 4x minus 3x gives us x. Minus 3 plus 2 gives us minus 1. So we know that x minus 1 equals 0. So x must equal 1, because 1 minus 1 equals 0. So we now have a solution for that one. X equals 1. Then we've got another couple of more fun ones. Where we have a triangle. And we know that this angle is 3x. It's not the same as you've got it. I wrote it a bit strange on yours just so that you wouldn't be able to guess the angles. And this one was x plus, no.
The top one is x plus 30.
X plus 30, and this one is x.
No,
I know.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay. X plus 30. And what's this one?
X.
X.
And the right one is 3x.
3x. Okay, they're not drawn at all to scale. On purpose. Okay, and then it says solve it. Well, you know that all the angles in a triangle add up to be 180. So what do you know? You know that 3x plus x plus x plus 30 must equal 180. So now we solve. How many x's have we got? 3, 4, 5. We know that 5x plus 30 equals 180. So we subtract 30 from both sides, not divide, sorry, minus 30 from both sides. So we get 5x plus 30 minus 30 equals 180 minus 30. Why am I subtracting 30 from both sides? Because it gets rid of the numbers here. I want all my x's on one side of the equal sign and all my numbers on the other. This now gives me 0 there, which is what I want. So I now know that 5x equals 150. If I divide, I don't want to know what 5 lots of x are. I want to know what 1 lot of x is. If I divide both sides of the equation by 5, I get 5 divided by 5, 5x divided by 5 equals 150 divided by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1, so x equals 30 degrees. I'm not finished because I said what are the sizes of all the angles. So I now know that this one is 30 degrees. This one is 3 times 30, which is 90 degrees. And this one is 30 plus 30, which is 60 degrees. So my three angles are 30, 60, and 90 degrees in that triangle. Then we had a question where you are given a rectangle. And they told you that the perimeter, which we'll call P, is 62 centimeters. And then they tell you that the length of the rectangle is 3x minus 4, and the breadth of the rectangle is x minus 1. Solve for x, work out the lengths of the sides and the area. So, you have to work out length and breadth, summarize the question, draw the sketch. And area equals. What do we know about a rectangle? Well, we know that the perimeter is 2 times the length plus the breadth. So we could put it in here as 2 times the length is 3x minus 4 plus the breadth is x minus 1. Before we do the multiplication, we have things in here that we can simplify. 3x plus x would be 4x, so we've got 2 times 4x minus 4 minus 1 is minus 5. So, and we know that that equals 62 because that's what the perimeter equals. So let's expand the brackets. 2 times 4x is 8x. 2 times minus 5 is minus 10. So we now know that 62 is 8x minus 10. Add 10 to both sides, we get rid of this number where the x's are. So plus 10. 62 plus 10 equals 8x minus 10 plus 10. 10 minus 10 is 0, that's what we want. We want all the numbers on one side, so we get 8x equals 72. If 8 lots of x equals 72, divide both sides by 8. We get 8x over 8 equals 72 over 8. 72 divided by 8 is 9. So we now know that x equals 9 centimeters. But that isn't really an answer to the question, that's our starting point, because it said, what is the length and the breadth? The length is 3 times 9 minus 4. 3 times x, we know x is 9. 3 9s are 27. 27 minus 4 is 23 centimeters. We know that the length should be 23 centimeters. The breadth should be x minus 1. 9 minus 1 is 8. We know that it should be 8 centimeters. Before I even bother calculating the area, I do my check. So the most important thing to do here is my check. Is 23 plus 8 multiplied by 2, does it equal 62? Question mark. 23 plus 8 is 31. 2 times 31 equals 62. Yes. Now I know I've got the right length and the breadth. If I'd made a mistake here, my check wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have been worthwhile calculating the area. So now I can calculate the area. The area is 23 times 9. 9 3s are 27. 9 2s are 18. 9 2s are 18 plus 2, 20. 29. What am I doing? 9 3s are 27 and 9 2s are 8. No?
No, it's
184.
23 times 8.
Times 8. That's what's. I knew there was a mistake somewhere. Sorry, the length is x minus 1. So 23 times 8. 8 3s are 24. 8 2s are 16 plus 2, 18. 184 centimeters squared for the area. Step by step by step, showing you some of the uses of algebra.